Episode 1 of Our Sticky Love opens with Go Yun-se waking up in hospital 2 weeks after an accident. The doctor here explains that she's lost her memory, has no next of kin, and because her injuries damaged her fingerprints, they still have no real idea who she actually is. Understandably, Yun-se is confused and desperate for answers. At one point, she even tries hitting her head against the wall to bring her memories back, which goes about as well as you'd expect. Now, while she's unconscious, the other patients tell her that a handsome man came looking for her. Yun-se assumes this must be her boyfriend, but when Jung Tae-ha walks in looking rather shabby, she's not exactly thrilled. Tae-ha tells her they have been dating for 2 years and are about to get married, as well as living together in the small town of Gujin. He also claims she works at a taffy shop while he's a boxing coach. Yun-se is immediately suspicious and asks him to prove it. Tae-ha shows her a Polaroid of them together, claiming he lost his phone with the rest of their photos. When she asks about friends or family, he says she grew up in an orphanage and has no one else. It's not exactly comforting. The doctor suggests Yun-se can go to a government facility instead, but despite her doubts, she eventually reluctantly leaves with Tae-ha. On the drive to Gujin, Yun-se is shocked to learn she apparently moved there from Seoul only 2 months earlier. The villagers also don't recognise her, which makes her even more suspicious, although they explain that she never really introduced herself to anyone either. Now at the taffy shop, Tae-ha introduces her to Kim Song-woo, a mute North Korean defector. His grandmother is far less welcoming, while Yun-se is also confused by the simple home she supposedly shares with Tae-ha. She can't believe she willingly chose this life and becomes even more doubtful when she learns they don't even sleep in the same room. Tae-ha claims he separated their rooms to make her comfortable after the accident, but Yun-se still isn't buying it. When she asks how they first met, he says he saved her from a toad in the forest and she immediately chased after him demanding marriage. Honestly, I'm with Yun-se on this one, that story sounds ridiculous. Anyway, Tae-ha meets boxing coach Hong Do-yup and admits Yun-se is struggling to believe anything he says after apparently living a much more luxurious life in Seoul. We then flash back 2 weeks earlier and learn the real truth. Yun-se is actually prosecutor Go Ji-won from the anti-corruption department. She was investigating Mayor Ju Min-jong and Baek Sang-gil, the founder of Mirai Eden Company. At an event, Ji-won secretly records Sang-gil threatening the mayor over a previous agreement. However, after retrieving the evidence, Sang-gil catches her and tries to bribe her. Ji-won refuses and attempts to escape. Sang-gil's men damage her car and eventually corner her. She drops her watch, which contains the recording before being surrounded. Sang-gil then calls in Tae-ha, who has just returned from Tokyo. We learn Tae-ha helped turn Sang-gil's local gang into Mirai Eden, and Sang-gil asks him to deal with Ji-won as one final job before leaving the organisation for good. However, when Tae-ha finds Ji-won unconscious and bleeding, he actually recognises her. Rather than killing her though, he sends the other men away and calls Coach Hong for help. Hong takes Ji-won to hospital, while Tae-ha burns her empty car and shows Sang-gil the footage, making him believe Ji-won is actually dead. At the hospital, Ji-won is diagnosed with temporary amnesia. Tae-ha and Coach Hong decide it's too dangerous to leave her alone, so they bring her to Gujin and hide her there until her memories return. Back in the present, Tae-ha and Coach Hong discuss sending Ji-won to Japan once she remembers everything. Until then, Hong tells Tae-ha to keep pretending to be in love with her to protect her. At that night, Tae-ha returns home and finds Yun-se holding a toad. She calls him out for lying about their first meeting and then kisses him to test whether there's actually any romantic spark between them, bringing the first episode to an end. So our sticky love gets off to a rather fun start here, and the fake relationship setup is familiar, especially with K-dramas of old, but the gangster flashbacks and hidden prosecutor identity do give this a bit more edge than expected. Yun-se, or rather Ji-won I guess, is already a fun lead because she's suspicious, sharp and clearly not buying any of Tae-ha's nonsense. Meanwhile, Tae-ha has that classic gruff but secretly soft thing going on, and the fact he recognised her immediately suggests there's more history between them than we're seeing right now. The episode also does a good job setting up the central mystery too, like why did Tae-ha get involved with Sang-gil in the first place? How does he know Ji-won? And how long can he keep this fake romance going before her memories come back? It's light, silly and slightly chaotic no doubt, but there's enough action and mystery underneath all that to make this a promising start. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.